I decided for myself to check out the Reason upgrade. I know I said I'm not going to get the upgrade. Not too long ago, Reason had a 33% off deal, which brought the price down to about $129, $130 for the upgrade for anybody that had Reason 11, I think on back. But either way, $130 for the upgrade, which was pretty much what it was before. Here's what I think. The first thing I noticed, the program loaded a lot faster. A lot faster. Also, once you're in Reason 12 and you're looking for sounds and moving through folders, it was faster. What's really good is Reason Mimic Sampler. One of the biggest deal about the Mimic Sampler is that if you load a WAV file or you load a sample in there, it automatically auto chops. Now, of course, people have already been saying that, but I will tell you, once I actually got to use it, it was great. They have multiple modes, the multi-slot modes, like if you want to sample a bass drum and put that in slot 1, if you want to, in slot 2, put a snare drum, in 3, a hi-hat, in 4, an open hi-hat, so on all the way up to 8. It is a awesome, I will say it's pretty awesome what Mimic can do. As a music producer and as somebody that makes music, I don't care. I don't care. I really don't care that the graphics are a little bit better. It really doesn't matter to me because ultimately my point isn't to wow about, oh, wow, I could see the resolution is a little bit higher. I'm worrying about being productive. And I'm telling you, as somebody who's been producing and who's been in music for a very long time, that some things can be distractions. The Combinator, where you can adjust the Combinator and add knobs and everything, it's cool. And I can imagine for some people that's really good if you want to get really delve into programming your Combinator, that's great. Me personally, functionally, I don't really need it. And what I'm about is getting down to it, getting to the production part of it. I think they could have spent time doing something a lot more important. The programmers could have did something better. They could have improved on the actual DAW far as editing within the DAW. I would say that would have helped out a lot better if they did something like that. On to the zooming functionality. That's cool. But for me, somebody that's trying to be functional, I don't really see the zooming as such a big deal. You know, especially if you're working on a decent sized screen. Why not? That same amount of code could have been put into editing. Not trying to take away what they were trying to do. I think they were trying to be creative and do something different. It's still another neutral point for me. Overall experience with Reason 12, it's been enjoyable, mostly because I only use it as a plugin functionally. It's just nicer as a plugin. Now that I have Mimic, I use it as a VST plugin in Studio One. If you already had Reason 11 and you were able to add a Mimic, that's not a bad deal. Because I think Serato sample is like $100 or something like that. So 130, and legally you actually have a full DAW or a updated DAW. So it's not a horrible deal. It's not a bad deal. I would say the bad deal would be for somebody that is initially going to buy Reason without an upgrade, fresh. And the amount is like $500 now. I'm not sure. $400, $500 as the amount that it costs. I think that's a little bit excessive. It was worth it at $130 for me to try it. And especially on here, you know, to make sure that I wasn't being unfair to Reason. It is not bad. Would I recommend Reason 12? Again, if you're doing an upgrade and you use Reason as your main DAW, I would say yes. maybe for $200 because maybe that'll be worth it for you. Quite possibly just because of the speed and Mimic by itself. So you could kind of think $100 for Mimic and $100 for the upgrade of the actual DAW. Now, past that, $130 definitely. Buying it fresh as somebody that's buying a DAW, the whole DAW, no. No. It's just so much more you could do. But anyway, that's my opinion. That's what I saw. That's what I think. You guys, make sure to comment, subscribe, and like.